The men's spiritual and recreational needs are well catered for. Natives join with the students in holy worship, and here in the chapel, the differences vanish and they worship as one. The post chaplain is a close friend. His comforting words narrow the gap between this faraway land and the men's thoughts of home. And after hours, the sports fans get their chance. It might be a game with a local Tea House 9. Baseball is a popular sport on the island, and even if it isn't big league, it's good exercise and relaxation for men who have worked hard all week. For the swimmers, a large pool is available at the school. These kinds of facilities, coupled with the natural surroundings, make Etajima an Army island paradise. Or there is an afternoon of seeing the sights and taking pictures. Or a trip through the local market to buy curios for home, perhaps a toy for a younger sister. And for those who want, there is sailing in the harbor. Sails fleck the horizon, and in the distance, the torii at Miyajima rises up. It's a paradise setting for the Army's specialist school, the largest of its kind in the Far East.
Our last story on this week's Pictorial Report is a Korean story about which no big headlines have been written. The story of aid to the Korean people.
All over Korea, the young people sing. They are singing thanks and praises to someone who has come into their hearts, the American people, who sent them gifts of food and clothing. It began when the SS New Rochelle Victory put into Seoul with the first shipment of Korean aid packages since the armistice. American embassy officials formally presented the gift to the Korean people. But to the crowd at the welcoming ceremony, it was more than food. It was friendship, and their president, Mr. Syngman Rhee, came to make a speech. In a few simple words, he expressed the thanks of his people. But somehow, the children were able to say it better. They said it in the best way they knew how, with a dance of thanks. Then from out of the holds came the food, thousands of bags of rice. Rice to be distributed across Korea in village and town. A heartfelt gift from the people of America to the people of Korea. And in the next few days, the trucks began to roll across Korea carrying the bags of food and clothing. In Pancheon, nearly the whole village came out to welcome the gift. They gathered on the high school grounds to celebrate the 5th anniversary of their independence and the arrival of the Eisenhower packages. The Pancheon County Chief, Mr. Suk, received them. It was the same thing at the City Hall in Seoul. From the trucks, the bags of food and clothing were carried into the hall for distribution. Mayor Kim received from General Taylor 10 truckloads of food and clothing, and a grateful people watched and said thanks. All over Korea, the same thing was happening. The Korean people opened their hearts, and in the schools, the children sang songs of praise.
Even though the fighting has stopped, there is still a great struggle in Korea, a struggle to rehabilitate. The American people and our government continue to help the Korean people in their fight back to recovery. Now this is Sergeant Stuart Queen, inviting you to be with us again next week when we'll have another look at the big picture.
The Big Picture is a weekly television report to the nation on the activities of the Army at home and overseas. Produced by the Signal Corps Pictorial Center. Presented by the U.S. Army in cooperation with this station. You can be an important part of the big picture. You can proudly serve with the best equipped, the best trained, the best fighting team in the world today, the United States Army.